From the sidearms holstered on generals' hips to the cruise missiles launched from submarines beneath the Persian Gulf, the Iraq War deployed the most technologically diverse arsenal in the history of armed conflict. So let's start with pistols. The M9 Beretta. M9 served as the standard US military sidearm throughout the Iraq War. It was carried by officers, vehicle crews, and support troops, with over 500,000 units purchased by the US military. Next is Glock 17 and 19. While the M9 was the standard issue, Glocks flooded the theatre through special operations. Blackwater contractors, later infamous for the Nisour Square incident, were almost universally armed with Glock 17s and 19s. Sig Sauer P226. The P226 was the weapon of choice for the US Navy SEALs. Designated the Mark 24 Mod 0, its double-action first shot provided safety in high-stress environments while maintaining combat-ready speed. Next is Walter P99. German Special Forces, KSK, deployed to Iraq, operated with the P99 as their service pistol, known to the public as James Bond's gun, Makarov PM. The Makarov PM was everywhere in Saddam's Iraq. Standard issue for the Iraqi army and Ba'ath Party officials, millions were stockpiled across Iraq. After the 2003 invasion, unsecured armories released massive quantities of Makarovs into insurgent hands. Now let's talk about assault rifles. M4 carbine. The M4 was the defining weapon of the Iraq War for American forces. Shorter and lighter than the M16A2, it replaced for frontline infantry. The M4's 14.5-inch barrel made it ideal for urban combat in Fallujah, Mosul, and Baghdad's tight alleyways. M16A2 and A4. The longer M16 series was used extensively in Iraq, especially by National Guard units and support troops. Its 20-inch barrel delivered superior velocity and accuracy at range compared to the M4, making it more effective in open desert engagements. Next is HK416. The HK416 replaced the M4 among the US military's elite. Delta Force and DEVGRU adopted it for its piston-operated system, which runs cleaner and cooler than the M4's direct impingement gas system. AK-47 and AKM. The AK-47 and its modernized AKM variant were the weapon of choice for every insurgent faction in Iraq. From Al-Qaeda in Iraq to Shia militias to Sunni tribal fighters, Iraq was literally swimming in them. Next is AK-74. The AK-47's smaller caliber successor appeared in Iraq primarily with foreign fighters and some remnants of the Iraqi Republican Guard who had Soviet-era equipment. Its 5.45mm round tumbles violently on impact, creating devastating wounds. M16 and M203 combo. The M203 grenade launcher attached beneath the M16 barrel transformed a rifleman into a one-man fire support element. In Iraq, it was invaluable for clearing buildings. A 40mm HEDP high-explosive dual-purpose round fired through a window could neutralize an entire room. FAMAS G2, France's unique bullpup assault rifle. The FAMAS saw service in Iraq with French special forces and advisors. The bullpup layout places the magazine behind the trigger group, giving a shorter overall length without sacrificing barrel length. SA-80A2. The British Army's standard rifle, the L-85A2, served extensively in southern Iraq, particularly around Basra, where British forces operated. The A2 variant, refurbished by Heckler & Koch after the original L-85A1's notoriously poor reliability. Tabuk assault rifle. Iraq's homegrown AK variant, the Tabuk, was manufactured domestically under license and became the standard rifle of Saddam's Republican Guard and regular army. Named after the city of Tabuk in Saudi Arabia for propaganda reasons. Next is HKG-36. The HKG-36 was used by German KSK and Spanish army units in Iraq, widely regarded as one of the most ergonomic and accurate assault rifles of its generation. Now let's talk about snipers. M24 SWS. The M24 was the US Army's primary sniper rifle in Iraq. Based on the Remington 700 action, it is a precision bolt-action weapon bedded in a fiberglass composite stock. Army snipers used it to devastating effect in the urban canyons of Mosul and Baghdad. M40A3 and A5. The M40 series was hand-built at the Marine Corps Precision Weapons Section in Quantico, Virginia. Each rifle was individually crafted, making them slightly different from one another. Next is Barrett M82 and M107. The Barrett M107, the semi-automatic evolution of the M82, was the most powerful small arm deployed in Iraq. Its .50 BMG round could defeat light vehicle armor, detonate IED triggering devices at distance, and destroy enemy equipment. Next is Macmillan TAC-50. The Macmillan TAC-50 is a bolt-action precision rifle that holds the confirmed world record for the longest sniper kill. In Iraq and later Afghanistan, Canadian Joint Task Force 2 operators used it to devastating effect. Its manually operated action requires more time between shots, but delivers supreme accuracy. SVD Dragunov. The Dragunov was the Soviet-designed designated marksman rifle of Saddam's army and found extensively in insurgent hands. Its semi-automatic fire gave Iraqi snipers a rate of fire advantage over bolt-action coalition rifles. L96A1 and AWM. Accuracy International's bolt-action rifles were deployed extensively by British SAS, Australian SAS Regiment, and numerous NATO Special Operations Forces in Iraq. Next is M14 and MK14 EBR. The M14, retired from frontline service, but reborn in Iraq, was pulled from storage to fill the gap between M4 carbines and dedicated sniper rifles. Now let's talk about machine guns. M249 SAW. Every US Army and Marine infantry squad had one M249 SAW, providing a cyclic rate that individual riflemen with M4s couldn't match. M240B and G. The M240 series was the backbone of US infantry firepower at the company and battalion level. Replacing the M60, it was more reliable, more accurate, and more durable. Mounted M1 Abrams tanks and UH-60 Blackhawks, M2HB. .50 Cal Browning. Its nickname is Mar Deuces. It has been in continuous US service since 1933 and proved devastatingly effective in Iraq. The M2 could penetrate most insurgent-held structures and defeat light armor. Next is MK19 grenade machine gun. The MK19 fired 40mm grenades automatically, up to 6 per second. Mounted on Strikers, it gave vehicle crews an unprecedented area suppression capability. A 32-round burst would deliver 32 explosions across a target area in seconds. PKM machine gun. The PKM was the insurgent machine gun of Iraq. Ubiquitous, reliable, and devastating. It outranged the SAW and fired a more powerful cartridge. Insurgents used it from prepared positions. M60 machine gun. Though largely replaced by the M240, the M60 was still found in Iraq, particularly on helicopters and with National Guard units equipped with older gear. Browning M1919A4. It is a World War II era weapon, was found in Iraqi armories and insurgent caches. Saddam's regime had accumulated decades of global surplus weapons. The DSHK, Dushka means sweetie, was the heavy machine gun of choice for Iraqi insurgents. It was mounted on pickup trucks and in prepared positions. DSHKs brought down helicopters, defeated light vehicle armor, and pinned down entire companies. Now let's talk about shotguns. The Mossberg 590A1 was the US military's standard pump-action shotgun in Iraq, primarily used for door breaching. A specialized round called Hatton or Frag 12 could blow hinges off doors without entering the room. Remington 870 MCS. The Remington 870 in its military configuration was widely used by Navy personnel, US Marines, and Special Operations Forces in Iraq. MP5 and MP5 SD. The HK MP5, perhaps the world's most famous submachine gun, was used in Iraq primarily by Special Operations Forces, protection details, and intelligence agencies. Next is Uzi and Mini Uzi. The iconic Israeli Uzi was found throughout Iraq, used by Saddam's personal guard, private security contractors, and Iraqi police. Its simple, open-bolt blowback design is forgiving of sand and debris, making it reliable in the Iraqi desert. PP-19 Bison. The PP-19 Bison's defining feature is its unique helical magazine wrapped around the barrel, holding 64 rounds without adding bulk below the receiver. Found in small numbers in Iraq, it appeared primarily with fighters connected to post-Soviet arms networks. Next is HK UMP-45. The UMP-45 was designed as the spiritual successor to the MP5 for the 21st century. In Iraq, it saw use with Customs and Border Protection agents, Special Operations units, and private security. M252 81mm mortar. The M252 was the standard US Army and Marine Corps medium mortar in Iraq. Organic to infantry battalions, it provided immediate indirect fire within minutes, far faster than calling in artillery, M1201 120mm mortar, and M1064 carrier. The M120 delivered tremendous firepower at the battalion level. Its 120mm round was dramatically more powerful than the 81mm, capable of devastating fortified positions and creating lethal effects at significantly greater range. M777 155mm howitzer. The M777 arrived in Iraq just as the war was entering its most complex phase. 30% lighter than the M198 it replaced, using titanium and aluminium construction, it could be transported by CH-47 Chinook helicopter. Next is M198 155mm howitzer. The M198 was the workhorse US artillery piece in early Iraq operations. Deployed with Marine and Army artillery battalions, it provided fire support during the invasion and the early occupation. Paladin M109A6. The M109A6 Paladin self-propelled howitzer combined the power of 155mm artillery with full armor protection and independent mobility. Unlike towed guns, the Paladin could shoot and move, firing within 30 seconds of stopping and moving out before counter-battery fire could respond. BM-21 Grad, Stalin's organ. The BM-21 Grad was a terrifying weapon. 40 unguided 122mm rockets, fired in 20 seconds, could devastate an area the size of several city blocks. Found in Iraqi army stockpiles and later in insurgent hands, D-31 122mm howitzer. The D-30 was the primary Iraqi artillery piece before 2003 and was found in enormous quantities across Iraq. After the invasion, unsecured D-30 batteries were captured by insurgents who used them for direct fire against coalition FOBs and troop concentrations. M1064A3. The M1064A3 brought 120mm mortar fire support directly into armoured formations. Its M113-based hull gave reasonable protection, while the 120mm mortar fired from a roof hatch. M142 High Mobility Artillery Rocket System. HIMARS arrived in Iraq just as the war transitioned to counterinsurgency. Its GPS-guided GMLRS rockets delivered extraordinary precision, hitting within meters at 70 kilometers range. This made it usable in urban environments where unguided rockets would cause catastrophic civilian casualties. Now let's talk about anti-tank and rocket weapons. The RPG-7 was the signature weapon of the Iraq insurgency. Simple, deadly, available in infinite supply, and effective against vehicles, fortifications, and personnel. FGM-148 Javelin. The Javelin was one of the most revolutionary weapons in Iraq, a fire-and-forget anti-tank missile that the operator never needed to guide after launch. It autonomously tracked infrared signatures to targets, allowing the operator to take cover immediately after firing. Next is AT-4. The AT-4 Light, disposable and devastating, was standard issue at the squad level for US forces. Each soldier could carry one, and it didn't require the crew training the TOW demanded. In urban Iraq, it was used primarily against fortified positions and light vehicles rather than tanks. SMAW. The SMAW was the Marine Corps' dedicated assault weapon for bunker and building destruction. Its thermobaric novel explosive round created an overpressure wave that propagated through confined spaces, devastating against fortified rooms and tunnel networks. M72 LAW. The M72 LAW, the grandfather of the disposable rocket launcher, was still in service in Iraq with Reserve and National Guard units. Its extreme lightweight made it attractive for soldiers who couldn't carry heavier weapons. Next is 9 M113 Conquerors. The Soviet AT-5 Conquerors ATGM was fielded by the Iraqi army and appeared in insurgent hands after 2003. Carl Gustaf M3. The Carl Gustaf, Charlie G or Goose, was adopted by US Special Forces and Rangers in Iraq after they recognized the need for a flexible, multi-purpose shoulder-fired weapon more capable than the AT-4. M1A2 Abrams. Main battle tank. The M1A2 Abrams was virtually invincible in conventional combat in Iraq. Its depleted uranium mesh Chobham armor made it immune to virtually all RPGs and ATGMs of the period from the front. Its 120mm main gun could defeat any Iraqi armor at combat ranges. Next is M2 and M3 Bradley fighting vehicle. The Bradley was the Abrams companion, too heavy to be called an APC, too lightly armored to be a tank. It occupied its own lethal niche. The 25mm Bushmaster chain gun punched through concrete walls and Iraqi BMP infantry vehicles with equal ease. Stryker M1126 ICV. The Striker, deployed from 2003 as a rapidly deployable medium force, bridged the gap between heavy Bradleys and light HMMWVs. Wheeled rather than tracked, it could cruise at 100 km per hour on Iraqi highways and reach a firefight far faster than an Abrams. HMMWV. The HMMWV, universally called the Humvee, was everywhere in Iraq and paid a terrible price for the war's transition from conventional combat to insurgency. Designed as a utility vehicle, not a combat vehicle, MRAP. The MRAP was the Iraq War's most important life-saving innovation. Its V-shaped hull deflected IED blasts outward rather than channeling them into the passenger compartment. The Pentagon emergency purchased over 27,000 MRAPs in what became the largest vehicle procurement since World War II. T-72. Iraq operated nearly 1,000 T-72 tanks in 2003, the best armor the Iraqi army possessed. Against the M1A2 Abrams, they were catastrophically outmatched. Abrams could kill T-72s at over 3,000 meters. BMP-1 infantry fighting vehicle, Iraq's primary IFV, the BMP-1, was completely outmatched by the Bradley. The 25mm Bushmaster penetrated BMP armor at over 1,500 meters. The BMP's 73mm gun was inaccurate and slow-firing. M113 APC. The M113, designed in the 1960s, was still in Iraqi service with some reserve and National Guard elements in 2003. Its aluminum armor was inadequate against RPGs, and its machine gun turret gave only minimal protection. M1117 Guardian. The M1117 Guardian was originally designed for military police operations, but became one of Iraq's most valued combat vehicles due to its combination of speed, protection, and firepower. Armed with both a Mark 19 grenade launcher and an M2.50 caliber machine gun, a single Guardian had more firepower than a World War II-era tank destroyer. Challenger 2. The British Challenger 2 operated around Basra with the 7th Armoured Brigade, the desert rats of World War II fame. Unlike the USM-1's smoothbore gun, the Challenger 2's rifled 120mm barrel fired a unique, armor-piercing, fin-stabilized round, Warrior IFV. The British Warrior IFV accompanied Challenger 2s in Basra and southern Iraq operations. Its 30mm Radan cannon, slower firing than the Bradley's Bushmaster, was extremely accurate and effective against light vehicles and infantry. Now let's talk about aircraft. The F-16 was the most numerous coalition strike aircraft over Iraq. Its precision-guided munitions capability, including JDAMs, GPS bombs, and AGM-65 Mavericks, made it the primary close air support platform for ground troops. F-15E Strike Eagle. The F-15E Strike Eagle was the most capable deep strike aircraft in the coalition inventory. Its two-person crew, pilot, and weapons systems officer could simultaneously manage air-to-air threats and precision ground attack. A-10 Thunderbolt II. The A-10 Warthog was the ground troops' guardian angel in Iraq. Its titanium bathtub cockpit, redundant systems, and ability to fly with one engine and partial wings made it extraordinarily survivable. B-1B Lancer. The B-1B Lancer, designed to penetrate Soviet air defenses at low level, became a precision strike platform in Iraq after nuclear arms reduction treaties and removed its nuclear role. B-52H Stratofortress. The B-52H, designed in the 1950s for nuclear strikes against the USSR, dropped conventional bombs on Iraqi Republican Guard divisions arrayed outside Baghdad in 2003. A single B-52 could carry up to 51 Mark 82 500-pound bombs, unleashed in a carpet bombing pattern that could devastate an area a kilometre long. A C-130U Spooky. A C-130H Spectre. The AC-130, a cargo plane transformed into a flying battleship, became the most requested close air support asset in Iraq. Its ability to loiter over a battlefield for hours, deliver extremely precise fire from 3 weapon systems simultaneously. EA-6B Prowler. The EA-6B Prowler was the coalition's electronic warfare guardian. It jammed Iraqi radar systems, disrupted enemy communications, and fired AGM-88 harm. Without Prowler coverage, coalition strike packages were vulnerable. F/A-18E/F Super Hornet. Super Hornets launched from USS Nimitz, USS Abraham Lincoln, and USS Theodore Roosevelt in the Persian Gulf, flying into Iraq to strike targets hundreds of miles inland. Naval aviation accounted for roughly 40% of all coalition strike sorties in 2003. P-3 Orion. The P-3 Orion, originally designed as a submarine hunter, was adapted in Iraq for overland ISR missions. Its long endurance, over 12 hours on station, made it ideal for persistent surveillance of border crossing points. Now let's talk about helicopters. AH-64D Apache Longbow. The AH-64D Apache Longbow, with its distinctive millimeter-wave radar dome above the rotor, was the most lethal helicopter in history when deployed to Iraq. Its Longbow radar could detect and classify 256 targets simultaneously. UH-60 Black Hawk. The UH-60 Black Hawk was the workhorse of the Iraq War's aviation fleet. Medivac, dust-off Black Hawks saved thousands of lives. The average time from battlefield injury to surgical table in Iraq was under 60 minutes. CH-47 Chinook. The tandem-rotor CH-47 Chinook was Iraq's freight hauler, moving troops, supplies, artillery pieces and disabled vehicles. Its ability to sling-load a howitzer or carry 55 soldiers meant it was everywhere. OH-58D Kiowa Warrior. The Kiowa Warrior, despite its small size, was incredibly effective in Iraq as an armed reconnaissance platform. Teams of 2 Kiowas operated in partnerships, one directing fire while the other engaged, a tactic inherited from Vietnam. AH-1W Super Cobra. The Marine Corps' AH-1W Super Cobra provided the Marines with organic, close air support that didn't depend on Air Force scheduling. Its slender tandem seat design was optimized for urban environments. It could fly between buildings that larger helicopters couldn't navigate. MH-6 Little Bird. The diminutive MH-6 Little Bird was the secret weapon of the 160th Special Operations Aviation Regiment in Iraq. Tiny enough to fly between buildings and hover in alleyways, it inserted Delta Force and Ranger operators directly onto target rooftops and balconies. Next is CH-46E Sea Knight. The CH-46 Sea Knight, Frog, was the Marine Corps' primary medium transport helicopter in Iraq until replaced by the MV-22 Osprey late in the war. Despite being a 1960s design, it was the backbone of Marine vertical assault operations. Now let's talk about unmanned systems and drones. The MQ-1 Predator transformed warfare in Iraq. Its ability to loiter over a target for 40 hours, watching, waiting, and then strike with hellfires without warning, redefined warfare. Next is MQ-9 Reaper. The MQ-9 Reaper, a larger, faster, more heavily armed successor to the Predator, arrived in Iraq in 2007 and immediately became the preferred strike asset for HVT targeting. Carrying both Hellfires and 500-pound precision bombs, a single Reaper could strike multiple targets in a single sortie. RQ-4 Global Hawk. The Global Hawk flew at the edge of space over Iraq, its sensors capable of imaging an entire country in a day. While Predators and Reapers provided tactical ISR, Global Hawk provided strategic surveillance, mapping enemy logistics networks, tracking vehicle movements over vast distances, and providing the intelligence framework that tactical missions operated within. RQ-11 Raven. The hand-launched Raven was issued to infantry platoons and quickly became as essential as a radio. Soldiers could launch it to peer over the next ridgeline, down the next alley, or around the next corner before advancing. Weighing under 2 kilograms and fitting in a backpack. Now let's talk about missiles and bombs. The Hellfire, originally helicopter-launched fire and forget, was the most used precision air-to-ground missile in Iraq. Fired from Apaches, Predators, and Reapers, it became the signature weapon of US counterterrorism operations. GBU-12 Paveway 2. The GBU-12 Paveway 2 was the most used precision bomb in Iraq, dropped by virtually every coalition strike aircraft. A standard Mark 82 bomb fitted with a laser seeker and control fins, it homed on a laser spot designated by aircraft FLIR pods, or ground-based laser designators. JDAM GBU 31, 32, and 38. The JDAM, Joint Direct Attack Munition, was a GPS guidance kit bolted onto existing unguided bombs, turning dumb bombs into precision-guided munitions for $25,000 versus hundreds of thousands for dedicated missiles. JDAMs worked in any weather, no laser required, making them the weapon of choice when cloud cover or dust storms prevented laser designation. GBU-28 Bunker Buster. The GBU-28 was designed to destroy deeply buried command bunkers, the kind Saddam Hussein used to command his forces from underground. Developed in 17 days during Gulf War I, it was refined and used again in Iraq 2003. CBU-97 sensor-fused weapon. The CBU-97 was a smart cluster munition. Its 40 submunitions each had infrared seekers that independently searched for armored vehicle heat signatures and attacked from above. One CBU-97 could theoretically destroy 40 armored vehicles in a single pass.